Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Love Island Cast Australia. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host, and probably hopefully a better Australian accent co-host, is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
G'day, mate.
No, he's definitely not. Welcome.
Wreck off, you bloody drongo.
You've definitely been watching Neighbours in that years ago, Dave. That's what you used to say, didn't it?
Get all the lingo in there.
I remember being absolutely mortified years ago when Charlene and Scott had a bit of a to-do. I think Charlene copped off with someone. I remember Scott, and I was like, oh my God, you can't sit at 5:30. And he had his back turned to me, in like a caravan, and he turned around and just went, you're just a slag. Well, not in a Cockney accent, Dave.
Did it go from, mind you, good old Neighbours turned into EastEnders there?
He sounded a bit like...
or is it right, slag? What was that woman? Oh, I wasn't just a bit of a slag. I was an utter total slag.
Is it Catherine Tate, the Gran? She's like that.
The Gran? Hopefully not. No, well, she might be now. The last time I watched it, she had like black hair.
Oh, Cat Slater.
Cat, that was it. Cat.
Yeah. She's still in it, Dave, and she still gets about.
He can't have said slag in Neighbours.
I swear to God, he didn't say you're a slag, actually. Sorry, he just went... fucking accent. My accent's getting...
up now.
I know. Let me try and get the accent. Right, hold on.
Oh, I'm here all fucking day.
Jason Oliver just goes, he's going to end up Cockney. He's better than being... She's going to go Cockney, forget it. He's better than being slag. And then he went off, Dave, and he was... Yeah, I never...
It's like fucking blowing out a sexy beast.
Lock, stock. I'm not known for being precious, Dave. I like to think I'm the comedy.
It's been emotional. Oh, dear. I must have missed that episode of Neighbours.
It maybe you didn't, but the impressions fucking took you right off, Dave. Anyway.
Yeah.
In hell, it's horrendous. I think even if it was me, I was horrendous.
Must try harder. So, Chris, where should we start off today?
Hopefully a better impression, Dave, but go on.
Well, I'll tell you who didn't make an impression, and that's Sam.
Yeah, it's good you mentioned him, actually. So he gets voted off. But what I find really bizarre is he being a bit the old delusional? We've seen it a few times with some of the guests on the UK Love Island. I don't know whether it was in his mind with Vanessa, because she genuinely liked the fact that she had two guys going after her, and that Matt was like, well, he must know what's going on next to him. He's laying next to us. And I'm like, but not seem that, they didn't seem that close together. He goes on like this power couple, but they don't actually spend any time together.
I mean, it could be a bit of editing. I think I said last week, didn't I, that it irritates me. And every time one of them says, oh, we're the strongest couple in here, or we're the power couple, it's like, fuck off. You absolutely not. You're deluding yourself. But it could be, they spend loads of time and it's all just edited out. There is that element of doubt, but I think that's just keeping the door open for me. I think the more overriding thoughts I have on it are that he's just deluded, and they're both kind of. Although Chris, he did say, I don't know what Sam's thinking. He's in the bed next to us. He knows what's going on. So read into that what you will. But yeah, so I just think he's up his own arse. I think there was something there between Vanessa and Sam, but he made the wrong play there, really, didn't he? Friend zoned Cynthia off, made sure it was clear she knew there was no chance there, and then he's ended up being stung by it. And
yeah, you're right. I honestly, I don't like Matt at all, Dave. I think the more it's going, he's becoming more someone I don't like worse than Owen. And when they're together, oh my God, talk about a cringe fest. I know they're younger than us, Dave. He's about 15, 16 years younger than us, but I'm thinking, I was never that much of a cock at that age. You know, when you talk about, well, we're going to piss on the, we're going to piss on our territory. Oh, this is getting worse, Dave. This accent's getting worse.
The pair of them, though, Matthew and Owen, what fucking cocky bro chat was that? I mean, it's saying, if you cock a leg, I'm going to piss on your head.
Yeah. And I'll bite it off.
And then the fucking wrestling as well.
I know. It's fucking nonsense, Dave. It really is nonsense. Unbelievable. I just don't get what's going on with them two. Matt, I mean, I think Vanessa's made the wrong choice. I don't like Matt. I think he's a cock, and I think she's going to, not necessarily Sam, but she's going to regret it. But I mean, Maurice, Dave, we're talking about this whole sort of diamond, as Owen said, as he was getting an absolute rock on to the fact that he had 4 or 5 women fighting over him. They've obviously not been to Specsavers recently. But it was, Maurice gets, at the start of the episode about the newspaper article about he had a girl, and then he was fucking squirming, and Cynthia still picked him. And I'm like, Cynthia, he's having you off. He's absolutely having you off. Well, we weren't together. It was a couple of weeks ago. We weren't really seeing each other. We were sleeping together. Yeah, but, we were. And it's like, fucking bullshit. He's just been called out. And Cynthia's daft if she's picked him, which she has, because if she can't go crying to everybody if he just shits on her.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's such a bellend, isn't he? And I said this when we watched the UK season. I can't remember who it was exactly. It was Tom. I was saying people like him are the blokes who give blokes a bad name.
Yes.
And that's what Maurice is. He's full of full of himself. But it was 100% predictable that when he's basically called out for having a girlfriend 2 weeks before he goes into the villa. I mean, let's face it, you've got to have time to pack and stuff. So they can't have had much more notice than that. He gets called out on it. It's like, yeah, but it wasn't serious. And there's just no way to actually confirm that or not.
No.
So he just throws in enough doubt to keep himself in the game. And I'm sorry, Cynthia, you're in for a fall. I mean, as soon as someone else comes in, he'll have his head turned. And it's just, I just don't buy them as a couple at all. I was kind of hoping, that Sam, apart from him being a little bit deluded, seemed like a nice enough bloke. So I thought she might go down the friend sort of coupling, and we've seen that before in previous seasons, haven't we?
Yeah.
But now she's decided to go straight for love, even though she doesn't really feel that connection, even though she knows in her heart of hearts he's a lying toad. She still just picked him, and so I was disappointed. But she'll figure out that for herself, I'm sure.
I think she will. I think you've just said that absolutely perfectly. What I was thinking is he's just blagging her until someone else comes in, or somebody in his head he thinks he's better. And very much what we had in the UK one, didn't we, with Yawandi, Dave, where it all went off with Danny. I'm remembering the names there, Dave. It's been a few months.
Danny and Arabella.
Arabella, when he blagged it.
I say that as if I don't remember it.
Off, yeah. I tell you what, though, Dave, he comes out, Maurice, with his proper Calvin Kleins on, but I'm not feeling the narrator this season so far. I know I called out the American one for being a bit shit, and he did come out with some cracking lines towards the end of the series. But this guy, I know, with probably the familiarity of the actual accent, but I'm not feeling any of his jokes. He's not made me laugh once like Ian Sterling does, and even the American guy, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, it did take about 3 weeks in, didn't it, with the American commentator, I think, before we gave him a chance. No, I don't think this guy's particularly great. He was trying something tonight, wasn't he?
That budgie smugglers joke, wasn't it, and stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't get it. I didn't. I didn't know where it was going. I was cringing, thinking, just shut up, mate. It's not. It's gone. The joke's gone.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's particularly funny. I don't think he's terrible though. I don't think he's quite the American guy came across in a really vanilla, toned down way, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I think this is a little bit different, but I don't know. Maybe it's just us, Chris. We're so used to Ian Sterling. We know his kind of humour. We know the type of lines he comes out with, and so when he comes out with them, you're laughing. But no, I mean, some of them are a real laugh out loud from Sterling, aren't they? But this guy is just, not really feeling it either, to be honest.
No, strange. And from the episode, Dave, we did get our proper first couple, if I'm being honest. So we've got Adam and Katia, and she's absolutely, by the sounds of it, Dave, she's head over heels with Adam. Opposites attract, she's saying. I look over my shoulder, see if he's there. There was a little bit of a kiss went down, wasn't there? She was getting the old, as we quote Maura off the UK one, she's getting the fanny flutters, Dave. Whether, as Sam mentioned, the dick flutters, I've never heard that one before, the penis flutters, as she said. I don't know what that is, but I've still been trying to work that one out. But yeah, so we'll see how that one goes. But Adam, he's growing on me, Dave. I think he's a nice lad, to be honest.
He seems like a genuinely nice bloke, doesn't he? And I think all the tattoos and everything make him come across, that those first impressions make him look like he's a bit of a bad boy, a bit up himself. Still think he has that proper helmet head, which makes him look a bit weird. But I mean that opening kiss, it's a bit pathetic, wasn't it? Though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they've got to give him a bit of chance, Dave. You know what I mean?
I know. So I'm with you. I like the way this is on a slow burn. And it seems like she's chasing it more than he is. And what was it he said? He said, "Nah, I'm going to think with my head rather than something else." What do you think his something else was, Chris? His heart, maybe?
The nose piercing?
I thought it was interesting in that game, where they ranked them in order of compatibility. He was last in Cartier's ranking, so I don't know how they came up with that. But yeah, I think they, let's see how they go. But I think because of the way they've kind of organically, they've had lots of different chats now. They've got closer and closer. And then he said, he wanted to wait till they were actually a couple. And I was a bit confused by that. I'm like, why? It's a game show. It doesn't really mean anything.
No.
Which is why, incidentally, I was a bit confused about why Sam had put his kahunas right on the table and say if he was choosing, he'd choose Vanessa.
Yeah.
It just seemed odd to me. It's like, well, it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? I mean, you sleep in the same bed together. I guess you do some challenges with each other. But if you're going to get together, you're going to get together.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Dave. And something else, Dave, I don't know if you picked up on this, but, obviously you've never met her before till this series, but the presenter is a girl called Sophie Monk. Me and Sam saw her last series. We ended up watching when she was on The Bachelorette as well, where she got with this guy. It lasted about a week, Dave. It was like a bit like Love Island, but, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, she was on that. And it was a pretty good series, to be fair. And she picked this guy who's completely incompatible with her. But anyway, within a week, they basically split up. But what I found bizarre was they built up this whole episode like somebody was going to throw a curveball in, weren't they, with the recoupling? Like someone was going to steal somebody off, like one of the main couples. So I was expecting like Jesse or Vanessa. Obviously, we had Sam there, but I didn't realise it was obviously the girls going with the guys. But I thought there was going to be some absolute curveball coming in here that someone's just, and because it built up Sophie going, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. Which says to me that I didn't see that coming was when we had Cassie and Phoebe got together, obviously first female couple, which they look great, Dave, great chemistry together. You can see there's a connection and we'll see how that one plays out. But to me, all that says is
Yeah.
the presenter. You don't actually watch the fucking show. You just present your bits.
You've stolen my bit. I was chomping at the bit to say, you don't fucking watch the show, clearly.
Yeah, sorry.
Because this is a surprise to absolutely no one.
Yeah.
It's just, she must have been, I don't know, or had a brain fart or something. And
No.
I guess I did say last week, I can't help but feel it's a little bit engineered.
Yeah.
Because, they've navigated 20 odd years of their lives and it's just happened now on a reality TV show. Very fucking convenient. But then that comment about, well, I didn't see that coming, just makes it, it pushes it into the more unbelievable side of the room to me.
It's weird because you say that. I was thinking, she was thinking, I'm the star of the show. I don't need to watch what the fuck's going on. You just show me the script. I'll read it and I take my paycheck. The sort of miss self-importance. I felt that. You felt the opposite, but I felt like it was her being a fucking diva and just like, not realising what was going on in the show. I know I might be wrong, Dave, but that's how I'd seen it.
Surely, like, someone gives her a brief before she goes on. It's like, well, these two, we think, or there's this triangle, we think it'll go this way. Surely someone gives her a bit of a heads up before she goes on. So I'm not buying it that she's just totally not asked about watching it and then just rocks up and thinks she's the star of the show. I don't see it that way at all.
No. Weird, Dave, weird. Right, guys. Go on.
Can I just call out? I mean, it'd be remiss of me not to mention Phoebe's choices in bikini wear. What are your thoughts, Chris?
Now, I know we're an explicit podcast, Dave, and I know, obviously, Sam listens to this podcast. But
you know what?
I embrace it. I just embrace it, Dave.
Is she pumping those things up while she's in there, or what? Because I'm sure they're getting bigger and bigger. Each episode we watch, it's like, fucking hell. I mean, I'm a lover of the female form, but it's kind of like, well, it's very distracting, Chris.
Yep. What the fuck do you want me to say, Dave?
I'm handing you the rope here.
Yeah, I know you are, Dave. Yeah, I can feel Sam's fucking hands going around my neck as we speak. Yes. I'm just going to keep saying yes to everything you're saying, Dave. All right.
Yeah. So I think, we should probably move swiftly on.
Yeah, good stuff. So if you want to get in contact with the show, guys, at Love Island Cast on Twitter. If you want to email the show, the loveislandcast@gmail.com. And I'm going to hand it over to Dave because he's already got me in enough trouble. So Dave, what are you going to send us out with today, my friend?
Well, Chris, all I'll say is, if you cock a leg, I'm going to piss on your head.
I've always dreamt about that, Dave. We'll see you next time.